Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. Anyway, as I'm suffering still with a little bit of photosensitivity, I'm putting together an episode of 10 Rugby League stories that have only happened since Sunday. A lot happens in a week in sports, and so we are going into the thick of the action already. So I bring you 10 stories from Rugby League you should know from this week. First of all, number 1, Keighley Cougars part with Rhys Lovegrove. Keighley Cougars have announced that they have a parting company with head coach Rhys Lovegrove. After what has been an indifferent start to the season, Keighley in their first season back in the Championship are parting that company with their head coach Lovegrove. He, who helped the Cougars go unbeaten in the league during 2022, leaves the job at the club he has led as a head coach since mid-2019. After promotion and the League One title last season, Lovegrove was rewarded with the new contract until the end of the 2024 season, but leaves Cougars with just after 11 games into the championship season. The Cougars are 9th in the table, only 2 points adrift from the playoff position. He said, having been at the club for 4 years, it has been an honour and privilege to lead the club as a head coach. I would like to thank the performance staff, some often going above and beyond, and the players. I wish all concerned the very best for the future. And Keighley CEO Ryan O'Neill said on the decision to go another way, "We would like to thank Rhys for his commitment and service to the club. It is disappointing that the results did not reflect the hard work and commitment that he has undoubtedly shown. It leaves us with our very best wishes." Number 2, former York boss leaves Wakefield for Featherstone Rovers. Former York head coach James Ford has left his role as an assistant coach at Wakefield Trinity to become the new head director of rugby at Featherstone Rovers. This is understood to be reported by the Yorkshire Post. The 40-year-old will provide support to the coaching team and Sean Long alongside Leon Price and Ian Harmon as Featherstone step up their bid for a promotion to the Super League. Rovers are the runaway leaders in the championship after winning 11 games so far this season. The former Knights boss leaves Trinity with the club rock bottom following 12 straight defeats. The move was confirmed, and Ford spoke about his eagerness to get into the Rovers job and who he played for between 2003 and 2005. I'm so excited to take up this unique challenge. I was attracted to the challenge of working with Featherstone in a new role, as everything seemed to be progressing very well on and off the field. I understand the ambition of the board, and I want to support Sean Long and the players in adding value to what is already a very strong team. I want to support Sean and the whole club in driving forward our standards and paying attention in every detail in preparing it for a very bright future. Number 3, New Zealand raises its hands for the 2025 World Cup. On Monday evening, the news broke that France, who were set to host the tournament with 128 matches across 40 venues, had withdrawn due to financial difficulties. With the World Cup in the air, New Zealand have become the first nation to express their desire to host the 2025 World Cup, with the Kiwis quickly offering a lifeline to the International Rugby League issuing a statement on behalf of NCRL CEO Greg Peters of their proposed 2025 plans. The statement reads, "We are exploring the possibility of a Southern Hemisphere Rugby League World Cup as an alternative to France 2025. We're keen to work with the ARLC to host the tournament in New Zealand and Australia and have started the conversation. Bringing the international tournament down under is an exciting proposition, not only for the fans but our Indigenous and Pacific communities. If the two juggernaut nations share the tournament, it will be a repeat of the 2017 World Cup. 2017 even, with Papua New Guinea also hosting games 6 years ago. Then, New Zealand held matches in Wellington, Auckland, Hamilton and Christchurch, and it could be a sensible choice to take the World Cup back to the Southern Hemisphere. The Kiwis were, after all, the last Rugby League World Cup winners other than Australia back in 2008, with the Kiwis, with the last World Cup seeing the women's team reach the final against Australia at Old Trafford, and while the men went on to reach the semi-final and were just pipped by the Roos in what was that epic of a game. Number 4, Salford Share milestone might not be enough. Salford has emphasised the harsh reality of their current bid to raise revenue through their Reds Rise Together campaign. The Reds have received nearly 650 pledges to the scheme launched recently as they seek to become the first Super League club to be wholly community owned. More than 150,000 has been raised to date, of a target of 250,000, which has started to slow down in terms of interest. The club has also revealed that it also turned down an offer on an unnamed key player this week. In previous years, they have been forced to sell the likes of Jackson Hastings and Ben Murdoch-Masila to keep afloat. They made a real signal of intent in this off-season by tying down Man of Steel Brodie Croft to a 7-year deal designed to ward off interest from interesting parties, home and abroad. Managing Director Paul King explained about the whole situation as he went on to say, "A reflection of the progress we have made as a club in recent years is our hugely talented squad who are attracting offers from other clubs across the world and who would potentially command significant transfer fees. But one of the reasons we are doing this is to ensure we keep our playing squad together and compete at a high end of the competition. It just feels counterproductive to move on members of the group right now, so we'll be avoiding doing so for as long as we can." Speaking about the share scheme that they're offering. That being said, it may be something we must consider sooner rather than later, if we do not get on track in the campaign. To those who have already pledged and are now making history with us, firstly, thank you, and secondly, help us go further by speaking to your friends and family about it. Get them involved right away, or get them along to the event on the 23rd to learn more. This is such a special moment, not only for the club and the game, but for our local community too. Number 5, but given the boot. It has been another start of the season to forget for St George Illawarra Dragons, currently sitting on 6 points from their 10 games, coming courtesy of 2 wins and a bye round game. They sit on points difference just off the foot of the table, thanks in a large part to Gold Coast Titans' defence. With that sort of standing, it has been announced that Anthony Griffin was let go as head coach after speculation on a man they call Hook's position continued to mount. The club issued a statement about the change. These decisions are never taken lightly, and on behalf of the club, I want to thank Anthony for his hard work during this time at the Dragons. Unfortunately, our performances over the first 10 games of the season have not met the club's expectations, so it was decided he should finish up his duties this week. Given the job ahead of the 2021 season, 22 wins from 58 games is not what's been called a success. As a club are continuing to look for success, the club will look for success since their last grand final in 2010. And with that, they have announced ex-Leeds assistant is in charge in the interim. And who is that? Well, it's Ryan Carr who'll be taking over from Anthony Griffin at St George Illawarra in the NRL on the interim basis after the Griffin sacking. The Dragons currently sit one place above bottom in the table, having recorded just the 2 wins this year. It's the end of Griffin's tenure as head coach, and Carr, who's 34, will assume the interim duties, with his side set to face Sydney Roosters on Friday in the competition. The Australian coach took charge of Featherstone in the Championship in 2019, guiding the side to the grand final before falling short against Toronto Wolfpack. He would later return to Down Under after spending 3 years with the Parramatta Eels before joining the Dragons as the assistant coach. Number 7, Wales international forward leaves Barrow. Wales international forward Tom Hopkins has left Championship side Barrow with immediate effect. The 30-year-old first joined the club in 2020 and has gone on to make 39 appearances for Matt Johnson at the Matt Johnson Prestige Stadium side. 13 of those came during the club's League One title winning season in 2021, winning back-to-back promotions to the Championship for the first time of asking. The forward first achieved international honours with Wales in 2022, making his debut in the mid-season test against France, before going on to feature under John Keir at last year's World Cup in England. He featured from the interchange bench against Tonga in the 32 points to 60 feet at the Total Wicked Stadium. Hopkins has made just 3 appearances so far in 2023, with Paul Crairy's side currently 13th in the Championship table, with a record of just 2 wins from 11. Discussing his departure, head coach Crairy said that Tom has taken the decision to step back from professional rugby as he has a lot going on and feels he can't devote the time required to do himself justice. He's currently studying for a degree and has night school and important exams coming up, as well as a young family. Tom has been magnificent for us since signing and has been an integral part of the club, both in our League One winning season and a successful Championship year. He has also gained his first Wales cap last year, which we know he is very proud of. We thank him for all his efforts and wish him all the best for the future. The door is always open for Tom if he... Take 2. The door will always be open for Tom if he settles down and seeks a return. With that, Raiders chairman Steve Neal added about the parting of the ways. The club has sad to see the departure of Tom Hopkins after he has given us sterling service over these past years. He has been Mr. Reliable when he has stepped into the team and performed consistently well for the club. He leaves with our best wishes for him and his young family. Number 8, Trout in at Leeds Leopards? According to reports in the Rugby League Live, the Leopards have been said to have nipped ahead of several Super League rivals in the race to sign Huddersfield Giants forward Owen Trout. The Super League new boys have made their move for the 23-year-old and are being mentioned in the media and on BBC Radio Manchester last week to have finally secured the young talent. Lee had targeted a young British forward for next year's squad, though a quota player is now likely to make way. Both Ava Suamanufegia and Ben Nakubuai off contract. Once a quota spot opens up, it's expected to be used on a spine player. Trout has made 50 appearances for the Giants since his move from Leeds Rhinos and was part of the swap deal that saw Cruz Leeming head the other way. The forward is keen to establish himself as a regular starting forward, which was part of his motivation to consider his options elsewhere. Despite playing in last year's Challenge Cup final and making 26 appearances, he has played less than half of Huddersfield games this season. He has also just been struck down by a potential season-ending injury, as the big forward has put this on Instagram. The rollercoaster that is Rugby League truly gutted to have my season come to an end so soon. 2024, here we come. Good luck with the recovery, Owen. Number 9. Cass dismiss Ethan Ryan interest claims. While Castleford boss Andy Lass is certainly looking into ways of improving his Tigers side on the field, he has been quick to deny a move for a player that is leaving their club at the end of 2023. Rumours surrounding Hull KR's Ethan Ryan after it was determined that the outside back what future lies away from the Robins with the Ireland international, who has 5 international caps to his name, was leaving the Robins after 3 seasons with the club for pastures new. Speculation of a move for him, and his next move by the way, had led more and more people putting things together that Cass was the side that were looking into the outside back. In a statement, due to this continued speculation and the list going out for all players that are out of contract for 2024, Andy Lass squashed the rumour by saying that the 27-year-old was not on his list. The KR's boss said in an interview, "It is making it more difficult, but we were never in for Ethan Ryan. He wasn't someone I considered. Everyone on the out of contract list you look at, but at the end we didn't pursue him. That was a bit off the mark. Owen Trout was one that we did look at and someone we definitely considered. He obviously looks to be going elsewhere." Last continued, "There is a project here and a rebuild. There may be some guys who are off contract with us who will earn a chance to stay with us, and there will be players from elsewhere who could be a good fit for us, to me." And finally, number 10, Kane Evans departs Hull FC. Kane Evans has been released by Hull FC as the prop has secured a deal by mutual consent, bringing an immediate end to his time with the club. Evans was out of contract at the end of the year, but leaves with immediate effect, having played his last game for the club. As reported by Hull Live last month, both parties have been working on a settlement for early release, with those talks now finalised, with the Fijian now returning home. It was a very short statement by the club. They said Hull FC can confirm Kane Evans have been released from his contract by mutual consent. The club wishes... Evans returns to Australia for personal reasons. The club wishes him well for the future. The 31-year-old signed for Hull from New Zealand Warriors ahead of the 2022 season and arrived with many hoping the forward would have a sizable impact on the field for the club. He made just 23 appearances for the Black and Whites in his 18 months on these shores. 6 of them came this year, but the impact was expected. That was expected, never really materialised. And with that, there are my 10 stories for this Rugby League episode. Lighting's not so good at the moment because I've still got that photosensitivity. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any new videos that may be coming your way. I'll end the episode here, and I'll do so like I always do by wishing you all the very best. So please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.